Meta stands for the most effective tactic available, but usually just refers to the broader concept of whatever people are commonly using in a video game, be it weapons, champions, etc. Most players dislike whatever the current meta is, becoming tired of whatever people usually decide to use. But somehow in Team Fortress 2, the meta itself has become an embodiment of that idea. People tend to use the weapons that they find fair, and avoid those disliked by themselves and the community. No matter how strong those weapons may be, they just refuse to use them. It's a good example of treating others the way you want to be treated. So many players would complain about the reserve shooter, and say how it was way too powerful, but they would never use it themselves. This can be attributed to many different factors. The casual nature of Tf2 means that players aren't always playing to win, and instead may create these unwritten social rules to make the game as fun as possible. And this isn't limited to weapon use either. The same idea can be seen when people refuse to kill friendlies or decide not to cap the point on high tower. This game has had a decade to develop, and one of those side effects has been this hidden rule set. This anti-no-fun meta. Everyone playing with and against the most fun weapons seems great, but there are multiple drawbacks to this community-wide mindset. The first comes when someone goes against the flow, picking one of the unfun weapons. Usually, when you don't play the meta, you just have a slightly harder time winning, but because the TF2 meta itself is backed up by this community-wide mentality, you are usually harassed just for playing something different. Of course, it isn't just players who are affected by this. Even Valve themselves were perplexed by the community-wide agreement to only use certain weapons. The development team would use statistics on how many people use certain items to decide if they needed buffed or nerfed. This creates a problem when the community purposefully avoids items that they believe to be annoying and overpowered. And Valve perceives that as those weapons needing to be buffed. This happened to the Phlogistinator when it was buffed to insanity because no one wanted to use it. Honestly, this was a wake-up call for Valve and the development team, and now it seems like they are going to be taking more steps to be more involved in the inner workings of the community and what changes people actually want. It is hard to find a game quite like Team Fortress 2. The meta itself has evolved into something so special in its own right, and the fact that this game has been developed so much, it's turned into something so special and so complicated, and I think it's a reason that the game stays popular even to this day. So there we go. That's my thoughts on the very interesting different aspects of Team Fortress 2's meta. I would be very interested to hear what you guys think, so do leave a comment down below with your thoughts. I'll make sure to read and respond to all of them. And of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload. I'm going to be making sure to push out even more content with new and different ideas like this video. And finally, click on one of the on-screen annotations to take you to some other different videos that I think that you would really enjoy.